People who gathered to remember the lives lost to COVID-19 say that the presence of the Omicron variant in the U.S. shows just how important it is to make vaccines accessible all over the world.
As of today, over 5 million people around the world have died from COVID-19.
In the glow of the candles lit to honor the lives lost to COVID, people shared their own stories of family and friends who died from the virus.
My phone calls went unanswered for 2 weeks until mid-May, when a nurse told me she was in the hospital.
Her mom has always welcomed me into their family like a daughter.
Francesca Mavia remembered her best friend's mother at a vigil in New Haven Wednesday evening.
She was actually supposed to get her first dose a week after she started getting her first symptoms. So it was very unfortunate.
Living in Morocco, the vaccine rollout was slower and less accessible than in Italy, where Mavia's own mother contracted COVID the same month. She was vaccinated and recovered quickly.
This exemplifies the kind of gap that we see and the inequalities between the global south and the global north in terms of COVID vaccine equity.
She's among those calling on the World Trade Organization to waive intellectual property protections for COVID-19 vaccines to make them more accessible to other countries.
Which would temporarily suspend restrictions on vaccine patents and vaccine technologies and make them widely accessible. It's essential. A global vaccination is like the path forward to ending the pandemic.
The discovery of the Omicron variant proving that there's more work to do.
As long as a significant portion of the global population is unvaccinated, it's basically just a breeding ground for variants that can then spread to the rest of the world and where we have to start all over again.
With millions of lives lost already, organizers say it's not something we can afford to do.
What do we want?
14 million doses!
When do we want it?
Now!
This event was part of a global day of protest calling for vaccine equity. In New Haven, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.